Hey guys, so got a comment here I just want to quickly respond to. We can see that it's a creative guy because he has a guitar on his thumbnail, so we do know that it's an Apple guy, kind of like. Okay, so in the first sentence here we can hear that, okay, he's an iPhone user. Okay, I'm an iPhone user, and though there's no way I'm ever going to get rid of my iPhone for an Android phone. Okay, wait a sec. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future. You don't know if Apple's still gonna make smartphones in, let's say, 2020. So please don't say that you're never gonna get an Android phone. Let's say it goes pretty bad for Apple and they crash and they yeah, all the fanboys die or something in a war with China. I don't know, but let's say that happens next year. Let's say that happens next year, and only Android is the guys that survived the war. Then you must get an Android phone. So please don't say that you're never gonna get an Android phone, because you never know what's gonna happen in the future. Okay, so let's continue. Know a lot of, oh my, know a lot of people with damaged iPhones. Okay, he's at least being honest here. Mostly their screens, but they never fully break. It's just damaged. Okay, here's the problem with this kind of thing that he wrote. It's just damaged. So do you say that that's a good thing? If the screen gets damaged, you know, if you can see like a big scratch, or if you can see that it's you know, you can see that thing that it's broken, you know, you don't want to use that phone. I've seen also a ton of people that use their, you know, phone with like a big, you know, scratch or something just because they you know, dropped it or something like that. And I mean, that's not something that you want. You want to replace that because it looks like shit. So that you're saying that it is damaged, it feels like, I mean, let's say you have a Ferrari and then your engine doesn't work. Oh my god, my effing phone. Okay, let's say you have a Ferrari and your engine doesn't work. Your engine doesn't work. Would you also say that it's just damaged? I mean, it's never good that something is damaged, and especially not when it's massive, you know, scratch or so you really can see that it's broken. And yeah, it's not that often as it, you know, really, you know, break, as you know, as you can feel the things behind the screen. But still, you don't want to use something like that, and you don't want to use a Ferrari if it doesn't have an engine. You can't say that it's just damaged. I mean, that's bad. And you're already saying like, oh, it's just damaged. That it's not as bad. But okay, let's continue. So yeah, the iPhone is more fragile because it's glass, but it's a freaking Terminator. Now I'm not sure what you mean by saying it's a freaking Terminator. And I assume that you don't think that you know, some high-end Android smartphones that have kind of the same specs as the iPhone is a Terminator. The only you know, really thing that iPhone is better at is this is this thing that it comes with a better GPU or more powerful. But saying that other phones are not a Terminator when they are better at other things, yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. As far as I'm concerned, my iPhone fell dozens of times. Okay, they have a protective casing. Okay, here we go again. Semi-rigid silicone, and they never had a single scratch. Okay, so you have a protective casing. Now, this is also the thing that I don't really get. If you buy a phone, you buy a beautiful phone, but still you have to slap a case on it so you don't see that beautiful thing. Or I don't really get it. I mean, isn't it all also like buying a new BMW or buying a new Ferrari and then just, oh, it's so beautiful, but you know, this you know, car may get a scratch, you know, when I'm using it, so I'm just gonna slap a case on it, you know, because I want to protect it. Isn't that kind of the same thing? Because yeah, I mean, why this thing that you need to protect your thing all the time? You need to have these, you know, protective, you know, screen protectors and all those shitty things. I remember the iPhone 3G, it was like scratch resistance and everything, and then the iPhone 3GS came, and then the iPhone 4 came, and they had, you know, not the same kind of, you know, gloss or something like that, so it wasn't as good. So I'm not sure what Apple did there. But same with, you know, the Galaxy S line. You know, they're like scratch resistant. You can, you know, do whatever you want with them. You can drop them and they will never get like a single, you know, massive scratch that you will see on the screen. I mean, we've been seeing tons of videos on YouTube, you know, from people, you know, real guys that have been testing this thing out with the Gorilla Glass. And isn't Gorilla Glass on the Galaxy S line also glass or gloss? Just as the iPhone, but the iPhone's using some other technology of glass or something like that. And I mean, that's also the thing. I mean, protecting your beautiful thing, then it's not beautiful anymore. I hate to see, you know, cases on these things. It looks ugly as hell. And yeah, so I just want to make this, you know, quick little video talking here a little bit. But what do you guys think? Should you buy a case, or should you have to buy a case to protect the phone? Shouldn't the phone be able to, you know, handle, you know, when you drop it and stuff like that? It shouldn't break like we have seen some phones out there, you know, that they're doing that when you know, we have this technology that could protect these phones. But yeah, it would be interesting to see Gorilla Glass on an iPhone 5, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that. But yeah, just my quick thoughts here about this comment. But please, what do you mean by saying it's a freaking Terminator? Have you even tried Android smartphones? Yeah, and it must be a high-end smartphone. It can't be a cheap-ass smartphone, or yeah, high-end. It can't be a cheap-ass Android smartphone, because then you need to try a cheap-ass iPhone. I don't think an iPhone for like $50 would be as good. But yeah, see you guys.